Hey, what's good? What's going on, everybody? You already know who this is. Man, it's definitely your favorite soulful child. Yeah. Sure, come back at you once again here at the P.E.G podcast, man. I mean, it's crazy, it's love. And y'all won't guess who I got coming for y'all, man. I told y'all season 5 is dedicated to the ones who have been affected by the incarceration system. We had guests come on, we had TED Talk, people to come on and let you know, like, yo, this is where I've been and this is where I am. So if they can do it, you can do it too. And I had to dive deep into the artist of the week. And I got a brother that really been paving the way, really going out there and has served some time, but now he has turned his life around and inspiring the youth, inspiring you, you know what I'm saying? Me, you, not just the youth, but people all around to be themselves and grow from their mistakes. So, hey, no further ado for this guest today. I got the one and only Mr. Young Blax in the building. How you doing, fella? How you
Man, you know I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. Positive Energy Generations, man. None other. Thank you for having me. It's Young Blax, the one and only. You know what I mean? Hailing straight out of Pasadena, Texas.
Yeah. I don't think his connection is good. Hey, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think we having some bad connection.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's me because I'm up here by the mountains. I don't know if it's yours.
Oh, we good here. I think
I mean,
is
yeah,
is
just running it.
how okay. We gonna run it. So yeah. So you say you was from Pasadena.
Yeah, Pasadena, Texas.
Okay, tell us a little bit about Pasadena. Is that where you grew up, or you was raised there, or you were just born there?
No, I'm born and raised in Pasadena, Texas. I've lived in Pasadena, Texas my whole life. It's southeast of Houston. I'm like 5 minutes outside of Houston, Texas.
Oh,
So I lived there my whole life. I lived all around different parts of Houston. I lived in Texas City,
so
um, different other parts of Houston, but primarily Pasadena, Texas, my whole life. Aside from the fact that I lived in Vegas a few years ago after I got out from my incarceration, but other than that, my whole life just consisted of Pasadena, Texas.
okay. I mean, I've heard of it, but I never knew where it was, and now I know it's. You said
Yeah,
it's a few, it's an hour or so away from Houston, right?
now 5 minutes.
5 minutes. My bad. My bad. 5 minutes. Y'all right up the road.
A few
Okay.
red lights and I'm there. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I've been a few corners and I'm there.
Okay, yeah. So you also know when I was reading your bio and we was chopping up, you talked about how your upbringing had some effect with you not having your father around, and you was being raised by a single mother. A lot of people can
Yeah.
relate to that. So the influence that your journey has as an artist, how does this you not having your father in your life impact your influence as an artist today?
You know, as bad as when you're growing up, as bad as it seems and as bad as it is at the moment, you don't realize how it's shaping you for the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now that I'm older, and of course I know my dad now, but now that I'm older, it really impacts my music journey as far as how deep I can get with my music and how grateful I can be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While in my music journey, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
And also, it also helped me to how can I put it? Inspire others through my music. I know there's a lot of other young women, young men, who are going through the same situation with not having a dad. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, I never expected my whole life that I would meet my dad the way I met my dad. You know what I mean? Or meet him. Period.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But through my music and then through my testimony, you know what I mean? Like it's just like the impact is that I can let them know that hey, whether you meet him or not, you got to continue to be the best you. You know what I'm saying? And in that whole process of you being the best you never know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the one in a million opportunity can pop up one day, and you end up meeting him, and y'all end up becoming best friends. And me
Facts.
and my dad, we're best friends to this day. Now, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
I met him 5 years ago, and we're best friends now. So,
That's
yeah,
dope. That's real good, man.
it's very impactful.
That's impactful because you, like you said, like you're doing something that a lot of people were raised by single mothers, and you're able to have a relationship regardless of how long it's been since you've seen them. So, what age were you when you actually met up with your father face to face? You said it was about 5 years ago.
Yeah. So look, let me say this before I get to that. Another way that it impacts my music journey. is I want to let anybody and everybody know that through any situation, right, but particularly since we're talking about not having a father in our lives, right, that like we can choose to become bitter about it, or we can choose to become better about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And growing up, I was real bitter about that fact. You know what I mean? And being bitter led me to making a lot of dumb, selfish, foolish decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because I was mad at the rest of the world for something that I was mad at the rest of the world for something that the rest of the world didn't have no control over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Reasonable.
But yeah, but even before meeting my father, you know what I mean, and during my incarceration, I chose to become a better person. You know what I'm saying? And so now going into the second question you just asked, 5 years ago I was in prison in 2019. I was in Texas. I was at the maximum security unit. It's the biggest unit in Texas, one of the biggest in the United States, and man, I came back. What's so crazy is I won't try to make this too long, but so maybe like let's before I got the letter from my dad, right? Like 3 days before that, we were watching a documentary on this football player. I can't remember who he was, but I think he was about to go to college or about to go to the NFL.
Yeah.
And come to find out, the coach that had been coaching him his whole life was actually his father, and neither one of them knew about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he was so close. Him and his coach were very close. They had a father son relationship, and even knowing that they were father son.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we in the day room, we chilling, and my two homies from Pasadena, from Houston, they were both on the north side. They're like, "What's up, shorty? You know your dad?" I'm like, "No, I don't know him." And, they got to asking me questions, this and that. And so one of them was like, "You plan on looking for him when you get out?" I was like, "I looked for him growing up, and I didn't find him. But when I get out, I got other responsibilities that I need to take care of, get to go look for him."
Yeah.
At the time, but I'm 34 right now, so at the time I was 29. I'm like, man, if I've done 29 years without him, I'm just gonna keep living my life until that time comes, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward like 3 days later, I come back from work. I'm working in the kitchen. I asked my neighbor, I'm like, "Hey, did I have some mail?" He's like, "Yeah, you had some mail." So I go to the picket, I go to the picket. I asked the lady, I was like, "Hey," "you got mail for bunk so and so?" She's like, "Yeah." So she gave me the mail. Now, mind you, I don't have a whole lot of people writing me at this time. I got my family, I got a few pen pals, you know what I mean, that I met on the website, and that's it. So anybody that writes me, I know their handwriting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get this letter, and I'm like, man, I don't recognize this handwriting. They don't have the sender's address on the envelope. It just has my address. So I get to reading the letter, you know what I mean, and it starts off like, "Hey Orlando, good to see that you're doing this and doing that with your incarceration, going to college, doing this." It doesn't specify whether it's a man or a woman.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's a woman. So a few paragraphs into the letter, it says, "I want to tell you that I think you may be my son." And now I'm like, hold on. This woman is mistaken. I'm not adopted. She got the wrong one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so freaking it goes on to say, "Now let me tell you why I think you may be my son." And then he goes, "My name is so and so. I met your mom whenever I moved down to Texas from Florida, this and that." So as soon as he said his name, he told me where he was from, and he told me where he met my mom. I already knew it was him.
Yeah.
Because it was the same story that my mom told me growing up.
Hey, that's crazy though.
Fast forward like a month. Yeah, so fast forward like a month later, we've been writing consistently. He wants to come visit me, but since he's not on my birth certificate, they won't let him come visit me and have contact visit. They'll only let us see each other behind the glass. And both of us, you know what I mean, he's done time too. We're like, "Nah, I don't want to see you behind no glass. If I can't see you and and hug you, I don't even want to see you. I just wait till I get out." So during this whole process of me trying to write Huntsville and write the warden, like, "Hey, I didn't have a talk with y'all, so I can try to get my dad on my visitation list," I ended up getting trustee status. Now, for you or anybody else who don't know what trustee status is, that means you're still in prison, but you get to work outside. You know what I mean? So you're not confined behind them. Like you don't have to go to a cell. You don't have to go to, you know what I mean? Like you can sleep in a big dorm room. You got waves. You can walk outside anytime you want.
Yeah.
And anybody who comes visit you is contact visit. You don't have to family or we're better than friends.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been waiting for like 5.5 years for this. I've been riding in Huntsville for like 5.5 years, and I never got my trustee status. So all of a sudden, I met my dad, and then boom, you know what I mean? Just perfect timing. They gave me my trustee status. So he started coming visit me, and ever since then, man, we've been rocking out.
Yo, but that's crazy when you was like a rough part of your life. Your dad showed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then y'all was able to relate in those situations because you was incarcerated. He's been incarcerated, and he was able to be there with you and help you through it. You know what I'm saying? That's really crazy. That's really dope.
Exactly.
It's real crazy.
Your volume is real low.
My bad. My bad. Are you able to hear me now?
Very little.
Let's see. Um. All right, like I told you, I've been rocking with this this technology all day.
It's all right. Hey, we're gonna make it happen one
Let
way
me
or the
see.
other. Don't even worry about
Let
it.
me
It's
try
just
to.
technical difficulties.
Yeah, let me try to
We're gonna
bring.
make it happen one way or the other.
All right, so if you have any problems with want me to repeat it again, I'll repeat it again. I don't know, but you can
It's
hear
all
me though,
right.
right?
Huh?
You can hear me, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Mm. All right, we're gonna run it because I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right, but you talked about, like I said, you served 7 years in prison. Um, can you tell us why? Like, what did you do to get to serve 7 years in prison?
I got caught up in a string of aggravated robberies in my
Mm.
hometown of Pasadena, Texas.
Okay.
Got caught up a string of robberies.
String of
You know
robbers.
what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. So I ended up signing for 13 years. Um, I ended up signing for two of them. We didn't get caught for a lot more than two, but after just being in the county for so long, and the DA just getting tired of trying to get me to sign and offer me time, they were
Mm.
like, "Look, if you don't take this 13, we're gonna hang you." You know what I mean?
Mm.
So my mom and my lawyer begged me to sign for the 13. I signed for the 13, and you know, um, in Texas, you gotta. And I mean, in a lot of places, but I know in Texas, I can only speak for Texas. When you got an aggravated charge, state, you got to do 50% of your time before you see parole. So
Mm.
that automatically meant I had to do 6.5 to see parole before I could even see parole, and then even consider for me to make parole and get out, right? And there's not a lot of times that you're gonna make your first parole. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you
Yeah.
had a high profile case. You make the news. You know what I mean? You make the newspaper, which happened with the case that I was on and my co-defendants. And and I know you already know this, but for anybody who's gonna watch in or tune in on this, this is not to glorify. This is just to show you, like, like blessings and miracles are real.
Yeah.
Whenever you receive those blessings and those miracles, you better take advantage of them and not shit, and don't shit your stick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't mess those miracles and those blessings over. So yeah, I did my 6.5, and I came up for parole. And about, I want to say, maybe like a month later, maybe even 2 months later, I found out I made my first parole, and I had to go do a drug program. So I went to go do the drug program for 6 months, and then I had to go to a halfway house for 2 months. So that was like 7 years and like 2 months. But nonetheless, I made my first parole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just one of the, I'm one of the few that got to make their first parole on an aggravated charge, and I'm one of the few who came out and made something of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, so 7 years for some aggravated robberies.
Dang. I mean, we all mess up, you know what I'm saying? But there's people that can
Yeah.
relate to that, what you just said, coming from, like you said, it's hard to bounce back and get those type of opportunities from doing what you did, but now you're making some of it. You also promote nonviolence. You talk about your story, but you also spin it
Yeah.
in a positive way when it comes to music. So can you share why this message is important to you to incorporate in your song as an artist?
There's a few reasons, right? So I'll start off, and now let me say this: there's a lot of people in the world who strongly believe, right? And I also believe to a certain extent as well that music shouldn't influence anybody. Everybody should make their own decisions, right?
Yeah.
But when you're young, you're growing up without a father, you know what I mean? And you're looking up to these rappers who are, they're in these videos, they got jewelry on, they got women, they got money, they torn all across the world, and somewhere in their music, or for the most part in their music, what are they rapping about? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's a difference between rapping about something and trying to lead somebody the right way and tell them, hey, don't go down this way. But then there's a difference between, and there's another way of whenever you rapping and all you making it seem like it's oh I kill, spin, rob this, blah blah. Like there's I understand, but people gotta understand that at developmental stages of young men's lives, when they're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, and all they soak in is murder, going out, hustling, selling drugs, robbing people, that's going to carry on into their adult life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because a man's brain isn't fully developed. He's over like 25, 27 years old.
Wow, that's true.
But let me say this. So the reason why it's so important to me is because one, I understand how music played an influence in my life, right? And I understand that even though it was up to me to make those decisions, I understood who my idols were and how they affected me as far as listening to the music and somehow thinking that, hey, you know what, if they made it doing this, I can make it doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not only that, during my whole time of my incarceration and going through this phase of growing up and realizing that the impact that music had on my life, and not only the impact that music had on my life, the impact that I had on other people's lives. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
By either the victims of my crimes or the people that followed me. You know what I'm saying? Like my little homeboys, my co-defendants, they looked up to me, and I led them down the wrong path.
Wow.
So I started realizing how much of an impact my actions had on people, whether they were a victim or somebody who looked up to me. So while I'm incarcerated and I'm going through all this self-evaluation and I'm going through all this meditation and realizing like, man, you know what? I can't wait to get out to start making a change.
Yeah.
It starts right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the midst of chaos is where it starts at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People want to wait, oh, when I get out, I'll change. Bro, you can't live a life of chaos inside the penitentiary and then get out and expect to start doing right.
Right.
Because no, you can't do that. You got to start right now. You know what I mean? This is the battle. This is the testing. This is where the real test is at. If you can start trying to do better inside the penitentiary in the midst of all that chaos, you can do it out here in the world. But seeing all these young brothers that were coming in there for all these robbery charges, for all these murder charges, you know what I mean? And when you in prison, you in the day room, and you in the kitchen or you anywhere in the unit, and you got young kids and they sitting there rapping like, oh man, you listen to so and so, I like this song. Well, how does it go? And they get to beating on the table, and they get to rapping so and so song, or they might be rapping their own song. You know what I mean? But everything that these young cats was talking about was kicking those, spinning the block, having ops, pimping hoes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and as me, as somebody who had been there and done that before, you know what I mean? A lot of those things, but now I'm in the midst of trying to change my life. It's just like, bro, like, what is the message that I want to give out there? You know what I mean? In my music, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to stop doing music, but what is the message that I want to portray to the world? Like, I can't change my life, but go out there rapping about the same thing. Or if I'm going to rap about it, I got to do it in a positive sense to let people know, hey, I've been there, I've done that, and it's not going to lead you the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how much of the music is doing that these days?
Not many.
There's not a lot of music that's, if they're rapping about spinning the block, if they're rapping about having ops, they're really rapping about they big, bad, and tough, and there's no remorse in the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong, and to anybody that's gonna watch this, I understand that people can only rap about or sing about what they go through and about the environments. But when there's no remorse to what you've done or what you're currently doing, then that's when we have a problem in our community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's particularly in our melanated communities, whether it's black or it's brown. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that.
The prison population like no other.
No, facts. This is really true that you said that. And, you speaking from where you're speaking, you could tell that you had some struggles. You can tell you had some ups and downs because this is prison. It can't act like it's all, like you said, glorified. This is prison. We're doing time. So as an independent artist and as a person that went through the incarceration system, what are some struggles that you had to face inside the incarceration that now you're taking those struggles with you, and like you said, you are incorporating your story into the music, but in a positive way. Like, what some struggles did you face?
I want to say there was a couple, right? But I want to say one of the biggest struggles was, I'm black and Mexican. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So going into prison, going into jail, and then going into prison, I didn't ride with one or the other. You know what I'm saying? I was a solo, and a lot of people don't like that. You know what I mean? And then not only that, I was practicing. And for a point in time, I was practicing Christianity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I steered away from Christianity at one point in time, but I still stay trying to get my life right. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. But a lot of people didn't like that because it's all about numbers in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? It's all about numbers. And so when you go down there and then people they see you trying to change your life, they want to test that. You know what I'm saying? They want to poke at you, like they want to ask you dumb little questions, or shoot little slugs out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, nigga wasn't reading the Bible in the world, or nigga wasn't trying to be good, and whatever it is that they got to say, they want to try to test that.
Yeah, provoke you.
Okay, am I gonna get a reaction out of this dude? Because if I do, then he's really not about changing his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's one of the biggest struggles that I had to face the whole time that I was down was, people constantly trying to shoot little slugs and test me, you know what I mean, to see if my so-called change was authentic, you know what I'm saying? And then also trying to get me to ride, like, man, bro, you should come over here and ride with us, or look, you should come over here and ride with us.
Temptation.
Where they're like, hey, look, if you're not gonna ride with either one, you got to get up out the door. And that ain't gonna happen with me, bro. I don't care if I'm trying to change my life or not. Ain't nobody gonna make me catch up out of this dorm.
Facts.
Whatever y'all want to do is what we gotta do. You know what I mean? And so, but needless to say, out here in the world too, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people try to clown or look down on the fact that on not just me, anybody in particular, trying to spread a positive message in music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody's really trying to pay attention to the people who are spreading positive vibes in their music. You know what I mean? Everybody's looking for the numbers. Everybody's looking for who can make a twerk song, or who can make the next drill song, or who can make the next. Everybody's looking for that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's really checking for the people who are trying to do something positive with the music. So those are the struggles. Like in prison and out is, man, just staying consistent with who it is that I want to be and who it is that I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether it was in there, whether it's out here. You know what I'm saying? So,
I love that message. So I like that you spoke from there. You spoke from experience and also watching others going through and making the mistakes that you have. So what would you give an advice for us, the listeners that's listening, the artists that are wanting to start or starting? What would you say to them that would advice to keep them going, to keep pushing and find themselves?
Honestly, to tell you the truth,
I'm still here.
The first piece of advice that I would give anybody is to self-evaluate and determine who they are as a person. Because I want to say a lot of mistakes, a lot of bad decisions, and a lot of negative emotion that people have, whether they're going through anxiety, they're going through depression. A lot of that stems from people not knowing who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to please the outside world, trying to live up to an image that is not even truly them. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You got a mask on for the whole world, but really, to tell you the truth, inside you are a whole different person. But you're trying to be somebody or be something else that the rest of the world wants you to be, so you can fit in and ride this other wave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the first piece of advice that I would give to people is know who you are as a person and love yourself as you are as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First and foremost. Second thing is, man, stay consistent with whatever it is that you got going on. If it's something that you love, if it's something that really burns inside your body and puts fire up underneath your ass, man, don't let nobody tell you not to do it. I'm 34 years old. I got people who try to tell me that I'm too old to be making music. Bro, you're not gonna tell me not to stop. You're not gonna tell me to stop making music. Especially when I know the mission and the end goal that I'm trying to do with this music.
Yeah.
Nah, you're not gonna stop me from doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
No, you can't let nobody stop that grind.
Yeah, like, how the hell you gonna tell somebody to stop chasing their dreams? You know what I mean? Like, if it's something that they love and it's something that they want to do, like, you can't tell them to stop doing that. I mean, you can, but I mean, what right do you have, or who are you to tell them that? Like, and 9 times out of 10, it comes from people who wouldn't even willing to chase their own dreams. So don't listen to the outside world. You know what I mean? And do not be fooled by social media, man. Do not be fooled
I'm
by
so
social media.
glad you said that.
And look, I was warned about that. I don't mean to cut you. I was warned about that before I came home. All these young cats were coming in. They're like, man, look, you're going to get out. You're going to get on Instagram. You're going to get on this. You're going to get on that. Man, bro, don't get out there trying to catch up, because you're trying to catch up, you're going to end up crashing out. You're going to do some dumb shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, man, needless to say, I came home and it happened. You know what I mean? Like, I did some dumb shit I wasn't supposed to do, trying to keep up with the rest of the world. But now at this point in my music career, like, I get around so many people that are so big and famous on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man, like aside from Instagram, man, some of those people are so miserable in life. They steady trying to keep up. They steady
Yeah.
trying to uphold this image to the rest of the world. And when they feel that they not up, when they feel that they not meeting that image,
Yeah.
man, they go into deep dark depression. They got bad anxiety.
That
They got mood swings.
it's so
Like,
true. It's so true, and you speak on that so heavily, but it's so true because you live this false reality behind social media instead of living yourself, showing people like you said, this is who I am, this is where I came from, this is what I went through, and you get to be a part of that life. People use social media to be glorified in a false reality. So you spoke
yeah,
on how they were, social media was warned to you when you first got out, and you made
mm-hmm,
stupid mistakes, even though they told you. So
yeah.
now you're using the platform for a different cause. So how would you tell others that are in the position that you are? How do you tell them how to use your platform to make it a positive impact and not a crash and burn impact?
Yeah. The first thing that I would tell people is to always remember why you started. Always remember your why. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you whether they're a
Hold on, say that one more time.
in their music or the craft, is always remember your why. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why is it? Why do you do what you do? Whether you want to change the world, you want to feed the homeless, you want to make a change in the world, you're tired of seeing, you're tired of seeing people, you're tired of seeing the world the way it is. Whatever it is that puts a fire to your flame, always keep that at the forefront, right here in the front of your mind. Always remember your why. You know what I
Always
mean?
remember your
And
why.
don't let nobody steer you off course. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether it's your mama, whether it's your daddy, 9 times out of 10, the people that try to steer you away from your why are going to be the closest to you. You know what I'm
Thanks.
saying?
Thanks.
So be very wary of the people closest around you, because no matter how much they love you, no matter how much they say they care about you, sometimes they're gonna see you getting overwhelmed with your cause. You know what I mean? Because your cause is gonna overwhelm you. You know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah.
mission is gonna get tiresome sometimes. And sometimes the people around you are gonna tell you, man, you know what? Maybe you need to slow down a little bit. Just chill, take some time off. Ain't no time to take off whenever you're chasing your dreams. You
Ain't
know
no
what I'm
time
saying?
out.
Like,
Ain't no
nah,
time
so
out.
just that's what I would tell people. Always remember your why.
I love
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
Always remember
Always
your
remember
why.
that.
And you also had a song that we feature as Artists of the Week. If you have not heard it, go make sure you guys listen to it. Be dropping soon with this interview. But it was called Chosen. And there's a reason why you
Yeah.
wanted to feature that specific song. So what is the story behind Chosen? Why did you pick that song to debut as Artist of the Week?
Okay, so the first reason that I want to choose chosen that I chose chosen is what, like, the motivation behind it is, one, it got some catchy hook, you know what I mean? It got some modern day beat, it got some modern day, it got some modern day vibe and catchy hook to it, right?
Yeah.
And it basically in a live lit, you know what I mean, like party in a bass type of way. It tells everything that I went through. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
going through prison. Like when you hear it, he goes, man, I was down on my ass like I had no legs. I was sitting in that cell, no wings for the sprint. They counted me out, they left me for dead. Now I'm back out in the head. Like the whole song is just filled with like the story, and like the story of me going to prison, being abandoned by the ones that I so called called homeboys and homegirls, being left alone, basically just left me out. You know what I mean? Left me out, counted me for dead. But it also transitions in the whole song from okay, I went to prison, but now it talks about like now I'm out. I'm out here doing this music. I'm out here. I got a good music career.
Yeah.
I'm lit. I'm making my way to the top. And like the hook says, man, how that nigga so hot? How that nigga so hot? How that nigga get so much guap? God damn, that shit don't stop. Like that's the those are the type of questions that people ask when they see like, damn, like, oh, I saw that dude go to prison. I saw him on the news. I saw him in the newspaper. Man, how is he out here doing this? How is he out here getting a good career? How
Yeah.
is he out, traveling to different states, making money? How is it that he's out here networking and getting involved in the music industry and being around these so-called people that, that I can't even get myself around, and I never even went to prison? Like, these are the type of questions that people are going to have in their mind whenever they see you overcome every single obstacle that they never thought you could overcome. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So even though, like, So for the for the people that it might go over their heads, Chosen is really like a testimony song. You know what I mean? It's a hip hop testimony song
Yeah.
that describes my journey going through prison, coming out, and now manifesting and fulfilling every single dream and every single vision that I had to the to what I have now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, man, I love it because so many people you will see, so many people come out of jail and they don't find themselves, they don't find their purpose, and like you said, they become reoffenders. You know what I'm saying? They redo the crime or they go back to jail because they don't find a place in the world. So these type of stories are here to not only push the ones that has never been to prison, like you said, because you ain't been to prison, but he doing what you want to do and you ain't never been to prison. You know what I'm saying? So if he's been to prison and he's doing the things you want to do, you need to get out there. You need to put yourself out there more and believe in yourself. I love it. It's very inspirational. If people wanted to tap in with you, like be more a part of your story and your journey, where can they find you and what is some upcoming projects that you got coming on? No, it's fire.
Okay, so for anybody who wants to, yeah, for real. So if anybody wants to keep up with me, anybody can follow me on Instagram at YoungBlaxMMD. That's YoungBlaxMMD. Also, they can stream my music on any streaming platform, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Apple Music, whether it's Deezer, any and all available platforms. You can stream my music. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Young Blax, YUNGBLAX. And anybody who wants to be more involved, you know what I mean, like you said, in the music journey, I also have all my music available on a platform called Even Biz.
Even Biz.
It's on Instagram. Yeah, Even Biz. And what it does is it allows consumers and listeners and fans to purchase music directly from the artist, right? So for people who don't know and for people who do know, artists, we put a lot of money behind our music, behind our craft, right? Which is what we're supposed to do. That's our dream, right? And so we really don't start recouping none of that money until we, get a record deal or, or we just build up that fan base and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So what Even Biz does, it allows instead of, streaming our music on streaming platforms and, we get paid half of, a tenth of a penny for every stream.
Yeah.
It allows the consumers to purchase music directly from the artist, but also receive artist, right? And it's paid with. So somebody can go to Biz and purchase any one of my songs for $1 if they want, and that dollar will go to me, or they can purchase it for $25. It's whatever it's worth to them, they can pay that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also with that purchase comes exclusive content, merchandise, offers. So yeah, for anybody that's ever gonna see this, if y'all want to tap in and get more, intimate, personal, you know what I mean, and really support the cause for Young Blax and Money, Music, and Dreams, you can purchase my music directly on Even Biz and projects. I got a lot of unreleased music on the way. I got Heart of Hip Hop coming. I got Spazzing Out. I got Walking Testimony.
I think his thing went out, so I'm not sure. We're gonna make sure he get back on. So give us just a second so he come back in. You still there? Yeah, there you go. We back at it. No, but no, we left off with walking testimony.
All right, cool.
All
Yeah,
right.
Walking Testimony, and then I will be in Austin, Texas next week on March 14th to the 17th. Southwest. I will be in the building. I will be in the building with Sony Records, with Jim Jones Camp, and we're gonna be in the building, man. We're gonna be out there feeding the homeless. Y'all come out, check us out, man. We're gonna be out there feeding the homeless. Me and my A&R from Sony Records, we're gonna feed the homeless along with my photographer. We're gonna be doing drop mic videos out there for any artist that want to go out there. We're gonna be doing drop mic videos, and we're just gonna be out there, man, having a vibe, man, spreading positive energy. You know what I mean? And out there networking and getting my grind on.
Oh yeah, so you definitely y'all want to go link up with my boy, go check him out. Man, again, this has been a blast. I mean, if you've been affected by the incarceration system, guys, make sure you guys go check this out. Whether you was a family member, whether you went through it yourself, go check it out. And Young Blax is the name. Don't forget it. Go check out his new song, or his feature song for Artist of the Week, Chosen. You don't want to miss it. And like I said, man, keep going. My bro right here did it, man. He went to jail and everything, and he did it. The controversy about the world, people feel like, like you said, there's a lot of negative rapping, and people don't pay attention to all the positivity. But as you can see, he was negative, and he changed his mindset, he changed his demeanor, and he's going after his dreams. So nobody told y'all today, tomorrow, yesterday they love you. Know that Shar here at the PG Podcast love you. My man Young Blax love you, man. Go check it out. It's called Chosen. Chosen. Are you the chosen one? You feel me? I don't know. Go get that thing and go check him out. Go show him some love. And man, we'll see you later. All right? Thank you. And we here, man. Let's get it. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.